our beloved viewers, and welcome to another episode of the Best Talk Show. My name is Edwin Mbachu, and I will be your host for today's program. Now, we are reminding you that this is a show that airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 6:30 p.m. all the way to 8 p.m. And on behalf of the program manager and everybody that is behind the scenes, we want to welcome you to today's program. And as always, like you know, Thursdays we have a panel of guests. And in the studio today, we have none other than Maureen and Mrs. Pius. They are not strangers to us. So I'm going to give them a few minutes to say hi to you, not really to introduce themselves, but to say hi. And then we're going to get straight into our topic for the day. So I'm going to start on my extreme right. Maureen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
First and foremost, umepotelea wapi?
Where? Mimi ndo nimerudi kutoka UK.
Okay.
Vacation hapa na pale. Anyway, ni job tu aki.
I know. Look, by the way, we've missed you.
I missed you guys.
Yeah,
I missed our viewers.
Yeah.
Lakini nilikuwa nafuatilia pale behind the scenes.
Awesome. It's good to see you. I've seen you looking absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I think umepatikana. Not yet.
Hey.
We'll talk about that. Rose,
yes.
How are you?
I'm good.
The last time we were with you, we had your husband on studio.
Yeah.
We had a fantastic show.
Wow.
I loved your husband. I loved his spirit.
Thank you.
And it's good to have you back. It's good to let our viewers know you had a cold and now you're feeling much better.
Yeah.
So how have you been?
I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I thank God for healing. Thank you for your prayers, guys.
Yeah.
Sijui niseme nini. Mungu awabariki.
Wow.
Niliwamiss,
Wow.
but I'm back.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like we always say, and I know I sound like a broken record, you are very resourceful.
Thank
We
you.
love you, we appreciate you, and we thank God because I know with the conversations we are having, we are changing a generation.
Amen.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So today's show is going to be lit, it's going to be powerful, because again, some of the issues we talk about issues that are affecting our day-to-day lives. And on this show, we are going to be talking about the challenges that single parents face. Challenges that single parents face. Now, I introduced this topic on Tuesday, and yesterday I had on the studio Mrs. Rahab Washeke, and we continued with the same topic. But I just want to share with you a statistic that is going to be an opener for our conversation. According to a report by UNESCO, United Nations Population Development, they say, listen to this, 1 in 5 teenage girls aged between 15 and 19 years are have either given birth or are currently pregnant. 1 in 5 teenage girls in Kenya between the ages of 15 and 19 have either given birth or are currently pregnant. Those are shocking statistics, isn't it?
Wow, yeah.
And that is why I felt it is important to have this conversation. And more so, because I want your opinion from a female perspective. So we are going to be talking about how you dealt with this issue as teenage girls. Because now you're married.
Yeah.
Maureen is almost to be married.
Inshallah, yes.
Amen.
Yes.
But when I read that statistic, it really shocked me. And I'm thinking, what is happening, Maureen? What is happening? And I'm going to start with you because you've been away for so long. Tell us, Maureen, what is your take on, again, we're going to start on teenage pregnancy and then we're going to switch on to basically single parenting. Why do you think is the main reason why there's such a staggering spike of girls in high school getting pregnant?
I think it's the generation we're in, plus the education being taught in school. Hata sasa ukiangalia vitabu zenye ziko sahihi, they're explaining some things into details, vitu zingine mimi sikusoma. And some of these teenagers are so eager to know ile kitu tunasoma tukaifanya je. And that is why we're having these teenagers getting pregnant at their early teenage life. And again, I don't know why I keep on saying this, but I think all this starts at home.
It starts at home.
Yes. And that is why I think there's a time we said about talking to your kids. Did I mention it last time?
Yes, you did.
Talking about your kids about everything.
Yeah.
Juu sasa vitu zingine Rose, kama utaongelesha mtoto wako ataenda kujitafutia huko nje.
Sure.
By the time anapata information imeharibika.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in short, what you're saying, call a spade and not a big spoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sex education should start at home.
Yes.
Mothers should talk to their daughters. Fathers should talk to their son. Because again, with the issue of teenage pregnancy, it's not just a girl issue. Boys should be taught about the importance of, just being responsible. But now, again, and this is very important, Mama Pius. Sorry, Mrs. Pius. I keep forgetting.
It's okay. It's my son.
When Mhubiri. Sindio,
Yeah,
you're a preacher, and
yeah.
it's good to let our viewers know you're in a theological school.
Yeah.
So my question to you is this: from a biblical perspective, how do you think we should tackle this issue of teenage pregnancy?
Okay, mambo na teens, and I thank God for that. Wenye walikuwa wamefunga shule, na shukuru Mungu nime-encounter 2 visits za teens. Na ile unapata sahi ina affect our teenagers ni wazazi tumerelax.
Yeah.
Ile tu kusema ukweli. Juu unapata sasa kasichana akana mtu wa kuuliza maswali.
Yeah.
Na wewe mama hauna time ya kuulizwa maswali.
Yeah.
We have to create a time with our kids. Hivyo tu Maureen anasema, you have to be free with your kids. Alafu unapata sasa masomo imebadilika na si masomo, let's say internet imechange everything.
Yeah.
Juu huyu mtoto si vile tulikuwa tunafunzwa kwa kitabu Edwin and we wait for the following day tuendelee.
Yeah.
Watu wanasoma kwa class hizo mambo na offerings na nini, na tumefika adolescent stage. After that akienda home anaenda research in deep. Na pale unapata anayo online inakupea kila kitu. Then akitoka kwa online nao anaenda kuifanya sasa practical. Lazima atafute sasa ataimalizia wapi. Kama ni kakijana kako hapo kanataka kuprove kama mimi ni mwanaume vile internet imesema, msichana ako hapo anataka kufeel kama hizo feelings ziko bado. So unapata huyo mtoto anapotelea in between mikono ya internet na mikono ya mzazi.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I remember when I was a teenager. I was once a teenager, Maureen. Back in the day, to be quite honest, can I be real? Eh?
Yeah.
It was hard kuingiza wasichana box.
Ni ngumu.
Isn't it? I mean, you would like a girl and sweet talk her, but kabla ingie box, man, it would take a long time. So now I'm thinking to myself, why has it become so easy? Because again, nowadays, and we mentioned this, Maureen, we say today is we meet, we smash. Sorry to use that language. Isn't it? It's become so easy. I was having a conversation with another friend of mine. He's a bit older and he's not married, but he's in the dating scene. And he actually told me something that shocked me. He said to me, wacha nikwambia, nowadays, it's too easy. In fact, we don't struggle. You know, like the way you would go out of your way, chase a girl, woo her, convince her. Nowadays, it's too easy. So I'm thinking, Maureen, what has changed? You know, basically the way we are built, to give a bit more context, men are predators, or rather we chase. Isn't it? So we enjoy the thrill of chasing, so that when you chase, you get the prize, you feel good. But nowadays, the issue of chasing has been eliminated because, again, it's become too easy. So is it we are lacking those values that we were raised in, Maureen? Or is it like what Mrs. Pius has said, with the age of internet and access to sex education that is not wholesome? I believe you're referring to pornography. Could it be that has made it become like sex has become a recreational activity? It's like a hobby. It's like something you do. You know, like the way you meet up with your friends, you watch, you play PS, you watch a movie. Yeah? Has sex become so diluted that it's like a recreational activity this generation? Maureen? I'm putting you on the spot.
I've heard from, it's actually not long time ago, like a week or 2 weeks ago, a girl telling me she came to me with certain issues, actually about teenage pregnancy because she's 19. And she was telling me, haizi kaa hata wiki moja, hii inakuanga stress reliever yake. Having sex is a stress reliever. So I really don't know what the problem is, and I don't know how we can put this, because one, it's crazy. I mean, sex is becoming a stress reliever nowadays.
It's a recreational activity.
Plus, kila kitu ilichange do ile time yenye tuliambiwa what a man can do a woman can do better. Yeah. So if you can chase me then I can chase you better, you know. Yeah. Plus sahi tunaambiwa ni kuingia soko kujitafutia. Nikikunot pale hata singoji uniangalie nakuja nakwambia unajua aje nakutaka na niwe nataka
outright.
Yes.
So things have changed.
Yeah. Things have changed.
And that imechangia the fact that again like we said, sex has become too casual and too easy. Yeah. You know, in our day, I remember when I was in high school, because I was in a boarding school, there was no internet, there was no phone.
Yeah.
So what happened is, if any boy brought a pornographic magazine, it was the most prized thing. I mean, natembea hii dome from 1 from 2, because everybody wants to have a piece of it. By the time it gets to you, makaratasi zimeraruriwa, you get what I'm saying? Yeah? So that lack of access to pornographic material, in a way, was good, because when I was a teenager, my mind was more preoccupied with other things. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. In fact, as a teenager, can I be real? I was very afraid of speaking to girls. I was shy.
You were shy?
Yes, I was. Literally, I couldn't master the courage to talk to girls. So, if we went to drama festivals, you know how we would meet with other schools, and if you talk to a chick, because back in the day, again, we used to write each other letters. We would wait on parade every Monday or Friday to see how many letters you received. You get excited about that stuff. Nowadays, literally, a phone call, a text, a WhatsApp, you get what I mean? So times have changed because of the ease of access to this material. And again, with the ease of access to this material, what we are saying to this generation is that sex is no longer a sacred thing. It's no longer reserved for marriage, but you can have it as long as it is available. Yeah. So my question to you, Mrs. Pius, because again, when ni mwinjilisti, tuambie kanisa yenyu, how do you tackle the issue of convincing young girls and young boys that it is still is fashionable to abstain? You know, nowadays abstinence is no longer fashionable.
It's not.
How do you tell them that it is still fashionable to abstain?
Okay. Si kuwasaidia. One thing, you have to talk with them.
And be real with them.
Kabisa. Lazima ukuwe ule rose, ule rose wa kitambo, na lazima at the same time nikuwe rose wa sahi. Juu unapata in our environment, mahali tunalelea watoto, everything is there. Tuongee mambo na hiyo pornographies. Ziko every corner. Ukiingia hata cartoon. Siku hizi you have to be so careful. Na cartoon gani unapea mtoto. Alafu unapata hii maisha ya uzungu imetu affect. We Kenyans. Cause mzungu yako hapo aishi. Hataki kutamani mwingine ataishi aje, hataki kuona ana expose nini, kama ni sex is everywhere. Hiyo ndio life yao. Sasa na sisi wa Kenya juu ya ego yetu, we need to know. We need to live hiyo maisha. Unapata hata watu young kama sisi wenye tuko kwa marriage, hata ukifanya watoto wako wako hapo. So wanaona it's a good thing to do. Unapata saa zingine hata tumemaliza ile privacy. Saa zingine ungesikia ati mamako ati anaambiwa na dad I love you. Umesikia mamako akiambia saa hii we are doing it mpaka my son anakuambia na mimi
innocently.
Yes. Unajua sasa vitu zingine tuna expose. Tukiona kama ufanyi hivyo, saa zingine hata huwa tunacheka na my husband nikiwaambia guy, unajua siku hizi mkikosa kufanya hivi, amuko in fashion. Mnaonekana mumezeeka. But saa zingine anapatanga ananiambia acha tuzeeke na at least tulee watoto wetu na adabu. Juu saa zingine acha tusikue na ile kitu ya to expose everything. Sisi I thank God for my bishop. Every tukifunga shule lazima tukue na all teens. Wachachi yetu tu waongeleshe, wasichana the other side, vijana the other side. Na I was surprised one time we end a meeting, msichana akaniuliza, na nikijipata sipendwi. Nikamwambia that is a good weapon. Kama upendwi na vijana at this time, it's your time to learn. Juu kama hawako na anja na wewe, kwa nini na wewe kuwa anja na yeye? So kingine kakajibu kakasema ati tunaforsiwa kuwaendea. The thing Morina amesema.
Serious?
If atuulizwe sisi tutawauliza. Bado hiyo kitu inakuwa influenced na hii kitu ya gayism na nini na nini.
So LGBT.
So wanakuwa courageous. We can face. Unajua sisi kitambo ni babangu angekutandika vizuri.
I know it's true, yeah.
Live, hata kama nimewaacha nimewaambia wanini, dada I salute you uko kwa nyumba. Sinisikie, sinichape. I thank you sir.
Yeah.
Thank you my brother, I salute you. Nyi wote wenye mko kwa hao yangu, Mungu awabariki sana.
Wow.
Mmekuwa watu wa maana in my life.
Fantastic.
Ndio wametufikisha hapa.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So kulea ni kuzuri.
So again, yesterday I was with another guest and we were saying one of the causes of the rate of increase in teenage pregnancy is sexual exploitation among young girls, especially those that are raised in poverty.
Yes.
So you realize maybe in a slum where there is not much opportunity for a girl, she can't go to school, both parents are working, or she's raised by a single mom, the father is an abuser of drugs. What happens is that they are quickly initiated into that life of prostitution, sexual exploitation in order to make ends meet. So there are some children, unfortunately, because of the high rate of poverty in Kenya, that for a girl, the only way out is to sell her body.
Sure.
Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So that brings in again the issue of, if we are going to tackle the issue of teenage pregnancy, then it involves so many things.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
church, there's the community, there's the government.
Yeah.
But for that young girl who is raised in a dysfunctional home, maybe the mother is a sex worker,
Yeah.
and she sees men come in and out of her house, you know, she grows up thinking, oh, okay, so this is what a woman does. This is what I can do with my body.
Yeah.
And because she lacks sex education, and then another thing I want us to start to remind me is, should we introduce contraceptive to our basic education? That's a very controversial issue. Maybe we shall touch on it, and we remind our viewers that our views do not reflect the views of the ACK
Yeah,
Church.
yeah.
That's a disclaimer, yeah. So what you find, because of high poverty rate, Maureen, so many girls find themselves thrust into prostitution.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, yeah? Because it is a way of making ends meet, and it's a way of providing for sustenance. So my question to you again, Maureen, is this: what do you think we should do as a community to protect the child, the girl child, against sexual exploitation?
Before I go to your question, there's something I wanted to add about
Yes.
what you've said about the church. You said the church, community, and
And the state, yeah,
there's also something else that I think is a major contributor of all this.
yeah,
There's some courses, I don't know if it's every course right now, but there's this certain topic known as Maslow hierarchy of needs. I don't know if you guys have heard about it.
every teacher's one.
So Maslow hierarchy of needs, it shows the needs every human is supposed to be having. Fortunately or unfortunately, sex is a basic need.
It is, yeah.
That is what they've written there. There's food, shelter, then there's sex. It's a basic need.
It is.
So hata wewe ukienda usome kitu kama hiyo utaanza tu kusikia ai na wenyewe hii kitu hii kitu ni kama chakula.
Yes.
Hii kitu kuna.
Yeah.
So back to your question, what the community should do. I think education is everything.
Sex education.
Educate these people.
Sex education, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we need to educate our young girls, because Mrs. Pugh said something powerful. If we do not talk about them, then there are other voices that will speak to
Yes.
Yeah.
them, isn't it? Huh?
Yes.
So we should really introduce sex education in the sense that let our young girls understand their bodies,
Yes.
their reproductive reproductive system, and also because it takes two people to get someone pregnant, we should also talk to the boys and sensitize them on the importance of protecting the girl child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, we normally say puberty is the stage whereby you reach sexual maturity. And like you said, because sex is a basic need, what we need to tell them is sex is good, yeah, but it has its own place. So in a previous show, we were saying that we should learn to develop delayed gratification. You know what that is? Delayed gratification. Eh?
Yeah.
That means you postpone some things
Things, yeah.
for the right time.
Yes.
Now, there's a condition, I don't know whether you've had it, called fistula. Yeah, when a young girl gives
Yes.
birth,
Yeah.
and because she's not ready for it, it damages her downstairs,
yeah.
so that she constantly, you get what I'm saying, it's not a good picture, yeah? So when these girls don't understand that, and they engage in sexual activity, they get pregnant at 13, 14, most of them end up with this condition called fistula.
Yes.
But if you give them that sex education and you teach them these things, then they'll be able to make informed choices and say, you know what, I am too young for this.
Yeah.
I am not ready for this. What do you think, Mrs. Pierce?
I can support that. No, it's not only in the school, hata makanisa. Tupate watu ambao wanaambia wasichana na vijana the right time
Yeah.
ya kufanya kila kitu. Juu unapata wakati ambapo wanaelimishwa, the time of adolescence si wakati wa hiyo sex. That is a preparation time
Yeah.
to get it better. Na a good time to get it ni after umemaliza shule ama umefika that age of 20s, 23 years, 25 years.
Yeah.
You have your own choice to choose, and that time hata mwili wako mwenyewe uko ready for that. Saa zingine don't force these things. I'm talking na wazazi wenye wako na teenagers, just mwambie tu ukweli, hiyo kitu ni real, unajua iliumbwa hiyo tumeipata na iko kwa kila mwili, na watu mature differently. Kuna watu mature mapema, kuna wengine ukawia. So ni vizuri ukiwa na mtoto wako unamwangalia, unajua ana mature na late gani, ili unajua venye utamhandle. Kama last Sunday I have my friend, ni kijana lakini yeye amemaliza shule. We were just talking, ananitanga mom. Then akaniuliza what is the good time for me to marry. Nikamwambia for you is not yet. You have another kajani kengine ka 2 years to prepare yourself. Akaniambia umenisaidia mama. Nilikuwa na pressure, but now I will cool down, nimalize chenye nafanya juu bado anaendelea na masomo yake. So unapata mi mwenyewe nilimuelewa ni mtu slow na mambo yake inakuja tu pole pole. Kuna ule utamwambia just hoa ili utulie. Alafu uendelee na masomo. So unapata wazazi lazima tuelewe, na naweza request every church if it's possible. Hivyo tu tunakuanga na those classes za kuna youth A, kuna youth B, kama kwetu wamedividiwa hivyo. Unapata watoto wote wakimaliza class 8 usiwatume hao watoto kwa group ya youth direct. When you get to the youth, hao ni watu wanamaliza form 4 na wako colleges, now here they are exposing themselves. Sasa unapata hawa watoto wetu wamemaliza class 8 ama ndio sahihi wametoka form 4, unakuja kumweka kwa group sasa ya mtu mwenye alitoka form 4 5 years ago. Ile ni nini atapata hapo? Atapata huyu ako ready to get married, na huyu na yeye ndio ana introduce himself to the world. So unapata huyo mtoto ako confused. So let's set up upate hao watoto wetu wakimaliza kutairiwa, si Wakikuyu si tunapelekanga mapema, si hata akiwa 5 kana maliza hiyo story. Wakikuyu wanaendanga after class 8. Si that time unapeleka vijana kutairiwa, kanisa ingi. Wakitoka kutairiwa, now sit with them and twin. Kama ni wa hapa, kaa na wao. Sasa waambie the effects from here. At this stage now mumefika, kuna mambo kama haya. The same happened to a girl child. Akimaliza class 8 akalishwe chini before aingie form 1. Juu atapata wenye ni wa mtaa hivyo umesema. Kuna watu wamelelewa vizuri, kuna wengine wamelelewa tu wewe kuwa tu. Kuna mwingine atapata hana hata basic ya kuuliza nini ama nini. Lakini huyu wako ukimkalisha chini, ndio maana Bible imeallow. Lazima kukuwe na lemons in everywhere. Lazima kukuwe na mabaki. Ukiongelesha huyo mtoto wako labda atakuwa mabaki ya kusaidia another generation to come. So let's introduce those programs.
That is powerful. Because again, Maureen, and another thing that I believe is connected to this is many young girls, when they are sexually active and they find out they are pregnant, the easy way out is abortion. Isn't it? And because in Kenya abortion is not legal, of course what in the back door. And the person who procures that abortion is not maybe a certified doctor. The procedure he does may not be up to medical standards. So huo mtoto itafika mahali when she is of age and now she gets married, she cannot now conceive. Because you see, again, remember I showed you in another program, medically proven, the brain of a person stops to develop when you're 25 years old. You know that, eh? So teenagers, their brain is not fully developed, and this part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex has to do with judgment, making decisions, and learning. So because their brain is not fully developed, they make poor choices and decisions. So kashana kakiambia beshte yake manze nimemiss period. Nastaki kuambia mamodu watu acha nikuonesha mali utaenda take care of the so they think this is a way out, but they don't understand they are compiling problems on top of problems. Another thing, I remember I was sharing, another girl had come to me for counseling. She has, this is so sad, she's in college and she has already procured an abortion twice. And she has a child. So I asked her, when you procured that abortion, how did it affect you? She told me sometimes anasikianga mtoto akilia. You see the trauma that is associated with abortion, and this is what most young girls do not understand, because they think it is an easy way out, but there is trauma. Because that young girl was telling me, sometimes I hear a baby cry in my mind. She's barely 25, she's procured an abortion, and she's already a single parent, and because she can't take care of her child, now her shosh has taken the responsibility. You get what I mean? So as we go for a short commercial break, when we come back, we're going to switch gears. And we're going now to go straight to single parenting. And it's important to tell our viewers that when you're talking about a single parent, we're talking about a single parent that maybe your husband passed on, or maybe you separated from them, or, you know, unintended pregnancy. You get something. It doesn't have necessarily to be teenage pregnancy. And we're going to discuss some of those challenges that single parents, working moms face when it comes to raising children. So we are going to take a short commercial break, and then we'll be back after 5 minutes. Hello everyone, my names are Edwin Mbachu, and I am a trained counselor and a life coach by profession. Now here at Helping Hearts Counseling Center, we offer services that include youth mentorship programs, mental health awareness, guidance and counseling on drugs and substance abuse, rehabilitation services, as well as drug testing. Now we are located at Bishop Karaoke Center, opposite Wangige Level 4 Hospital, and you can reach us on 0723 820 271 or 07188 72556. Helping Hearts Counseling Services, a place of healing for you and your loved ones.